Hello Internet, my name is Brink and welcome to my quick start guides. Today we're taking a look at the Templar Protection Paladin rotation. This isn't a full deep dive, see it as a core rotation guide, providing you with the foundation you need to help you understand how the spec works and get comfortable quickly at the start of the new expansion. No homework, no spreadsheets, just the important knowledge you need to start tanking with confidence. If you do enjoy this guide and would like to see a talent guide or a more in-depth guide of the Protection Paladin, make sure to press like on this video. If this reaches 500 likes, I will create a more in-depth guide for the Protection Paladin. For this video, we'll be focusing strictly on the Templar rotation and how it works together with a few important talents, so you get a clear understanding of what's happening and why. Talent build links can be found in the description below. Let's dive straight in. New talents that impact your rotation. On the class side of the tree, there's one choice note worth mentioning. I would go for Quickened Invocation instead of going for Divine Resonance. As this build revolves around Hammer of the Light that comes after using Divine Toll, you want to use Divine Toll as often as possible. So having this cooldown lowered with 15 seconds just makes more sense to me. On the spec side, a few talents that can affect your rotation. Shining Light. This will grant you a free Ward of Glory after your third use of Shield of the Righteous. Valiant Crusade can be utilized at the start of your pool. When picking up a big pack, this talent grants you a Shield of the Righteous shield, making you that bit more tanky at the start of the pool. Sweeping Verdict makes it so your judgment changes to 2 additional targets. This is really convenient for picking up packs and tagging them to pull them in. And last but not least, I always run with Final Stand. Don't be afraid to use your bubble. You can now use your Divine Shield to taunt a big pack, and these days it's only on a 3.5 minute cooldown. In the past this was like 5 minutes. It's really strong and it will keep you alive. Your teammates might shit themselves for a second, not realizing you have this talented, but it's really convenient if you do lose aggro on certain mobs. So your hero talents in a nutshell revolve all about hammers, smashing hammers on the ground with Holy Hammer and having hammers fall from the sky with Imperial Hammer. Templar will make it rain hammers, while it keeps your normal rotation intact, but rewards smart timing and resource management with big satisfying burst moments. The Apex talents in short buffs your Judgment, this spell being your highest damage ability over a full fight. You want to use Judgment as much as possible. And you want to use your Avenger Shield before Shield of the Righteous, as it increases its damage by 20%. Okay, it's time for your rotation. Simplified. At your core, you are a Holy Power builder and spender. Your goal is to build Holy Power and spend it on Shield of the Righteous to give you an armor buff. You do this by casting Judgment and Blessed Hammers when your Holy Power is low. Make sure you don't overcap, and then you want to spend it on Shield of the Righteous. Because of the Apex talents, your Avenger Shield is not just a pull or an interrupt, it's also a tool to buff your Shield of the Righteous. So you want to weave that in when it's off cooldown, just to make your shield hit that bit harder. Instead of me explaining a fixed order of buttons to press, I feel that it's way more useful to understand the meaning of your rotation and what it is you are trying to accomplish. You build Holy Power with Judgment, Blessed Hammer and Divine Toll, and you spend it on Shield of the Righteous. Only after using Divine Toll you get granted the spell Hammer of the Light. This one is expensive as it costs 5 Holy Power. After using Divine Toll you get granted 5 Holy Power. This is the moment you want to spend it all on your Hammer of the Light. Because of a hero talent, there is a chance that you can use it the second time for free for more damage. Shield of the Righteous also provides you with armor. You want to keep up your armor 100% of the time during a fight. So that is basically your mini game. Now with your mastery changed, standing in consecration isn't as important as it used to be, but it's still really beneficial. It still lowers damage intake by 5%. Buffs your damage and healing received, so I would recommend tracking this buff so you know when to replace it as it wears out. Use it whenever possible, but don't panic if you have to step out. So even after these changes and pruning, you got plenty of buttons to press. You always want to be pressing something. If I would start playing this spec for the first time, what I would do is go to a training dummy and start pressing your basic rotation. You've got 2 uses on Judgment and 3 uses on Blessed Hammer. Open with Avenger Shield as your pull ability. Remember, this already grants you a buff on your Shield of the Righteous. Now place your Consecration for its benefits and then start pressing Judgment. Then a Blessed Hammer. Press Shield of the Righteous when you're on 3 Holy Power. Practice this to get a feel. Make sure you're tracking both buffs, Shield of the Righteous and Consecration. Your goal is to keep these buffs up during the fight. Okay, to heal yourself, You have Word of Glory at your disposal. You can spend Holy Power on this if you really need it, but it would be better to spend it on Shield of the Righteous. Remember, after slamming your shield 3 times, you get an instant free to use Word of Glory proc that you can use on yourself or an ally. So that's your self-healing, Word of Glory. Like I mentioned earlier, you get some passive self-healing from standing in consecration. Defensives. You want to weave in Ardent Defender when you're about to get a lot of damage from a boss mechanic or a big pull. You also have Guardian of Ancient Kings on a 3-minute cooldown. And because of Empyrean Authority, you also have 2 stacks. And with the gift of the Golden Valkyr, you have a Lifesaver, granting you this damage reduction when you dip below 30% health, and giving you a cooldown reduction on your first stack. So don't be afraid to use this when needed. I would recommend to not save this ability too long. Feel free to use it casually. In the back of your mind, you want to think of using this ability once a minute or a minute and a half. It's better used too often than not often enough. The opener, or burst rotation. Let's go over the opener step by step. On a scenario where you're about to do a big pull, you want to maximize your damage output to increase threat and obviously do as much damage as possible. So if you're talented in Valiant Crusade, you're going to start off with your Divine Steed, granting you the shield before you go in. I would still recommend using Ardent Defender at the start of a big pull. Then pop Avenging Wrath to pop your glorious wings, increasing your crit, healing and damage. Feel free to drop a consecration. Now you want to use your Divine Toll, providing you with instantly 5 holy power. Press Divine Toll again, as it just changed to Hammer of Light. Now start using Hammer of Wrath. Don't worry if this doesn't sound familiar. This is your judgment spell during rings. Now press Shield of the Righteous and then a Blessed Hammer. You now just started to get your global cooldowns rolling on Judgment and Blessed Hammer. Because of these multiple use stacks, you kinda want this global cooldown rolling at all times. Now you can start doing your normal rotation. Use these abilities to build holy power and spend it to keep up your armor. Track your armor, track your consecration, and I would definitely recommend to track Ardent Defender. And there you have it, that's the full breakdown. Keep this cycle going and you'll maximize both your damage and survivability. And don't worry if you feel like you're making small mistakes, it usually won't be a big issue. It's time to wrap things up. There's honestly a lot more we could talk about with Protection Paladin. In my honest opinion, this hero talent build is a lot of fun and definitely worth a deep dive. Smash that like button and I will provide you with one. For now, we covered a lot just going over your core rotation, so we're going to end it here. I really hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this guide and want me to make a full deep dive into Protection Paladin, help me hit the 500 likes on this video. Once we reach it, I'll make a detailed in-depth guide just for you. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this video, and until next time, Brinks out.